Hello, hope you're doing well. I'm here with Trading Robot for a daily Bitcoin analysis. Let's check out Mr. Pastor's insights, an analyst I follow on TradingView. He's a skilled analyst and trader. Before we start, I'll show you some of his trades. He shared screenshots, and you can see the numbers. His biggest trade was 38,000 with a profit of 40,000 with the dollar at 70 tomans. That's about 2.8 billion in profit. His trades are precise, and we'll review all analyses together. Pastor has solid Bitcoin analyses, noting it's nearing $100,000. We need to see its reaction at this level. Previously, I mentioned 4 key levels if we break above $100,000, $107,000. 800 Twitter users made a profit. Terry is right. We all see it together in the analysis. Bitcoin is near $100,000, a critical point. Breaking above $100,000 leads to key numbers: 107,000, 115,000, 124,000, 130,000. If it drops, targets are 82,800 and 81,600. The famous Fibonacci level is from the first leg up: 115, 124, 130. These are the things we usually hear. And if it goes down to 828, 816, I think it's the most famous Fibonacci. That starts from the first lead that. Bitcoin is approaching the $100,000 mark as we hit all-time highs. The current 4-hour candle indicates if we're entering a downward phase or continuing the upward trend. Let me show you on the 4-hour time frame. Place your candle on a line to find highs and lows. I use Fibonacci for clarity. It was an upward trend, but recent movements may indicate a downward trend. Let's check the 4-hour time frame. You see, I'll shrink my image to clear the view for easier analysis. Put your candle on a line to find highs and lows. I aim to grasp the market trend. Let's check the 4-hour frame to see what's happening. Here's the low and high. We're advancing with higher highs and lows. I use some lines myself. I personally use Fibonacci because it makes it easier for me. What I'm trying to do is understand the overall trend of the market. So right now, when it was going up like this, it was clearly an upward trend. But now that we've seen this kind of movement, has it turned into a downward trend or not? Well, let's look at the 4-hour time frame. Look at what happens here. You say this is the low, and here's the peak. The next peak is higher than this one, and this low is higher than the previous one. You see, we keep moving forward with higher highs and higher lows. This is a really simple way to understand if the trend is upward or downward. If you look at nature, you can see where this comes from. In nature, if you've seen mountains, they have this kind of shape. They reach a high peak and then start coming down again, right? You don't see something in nature where a peak suddenly drops down to a lower point and then goes back up like that. You know, that kind of thing just doesn't happen. This is a very simple way to understand that the Saudi psyche is a descending psyche. If you look at nature, I can tell you where this comes from. This story is also in nature. If you look at them, if you have seen them, they are in a similar state. They reach that high peak. Then they start coming down again like this. Right. You won't see something like that in nature, where a peak suddenly drops down and then stays at that level, you know? That kind of thing just doesn't happen. If you see something like that, it's because you're zooming in too much. If you look at a longer time frame, in the bigger time frames, you'll see that in nature, it smooths out. It always has higher peaks and lower valleys. So, it keeps going up and down like that. I'm trying to fix my camera here too. So bear with me. This is also a thing. Let's get into these analyses. If this low breaks below, it means a new lower low is set. If it bounces back, it means a lower high is set, starting a downward trend. It might break the lower low but set a higher high instead, making it hard to decide. Other factors determine if the market is bullish or bearish. It might create a higher low again, entering an upward trend. Let's check Mr. Pastor's analysis, where he's drawn a resistance line in the opposite area. Market trends hinge on factors. A higher low hints at an uptrend. It might create a situation like this, setting a higher low again, and then it could enter an upward trend. So for now, we're in a decision phase. Let's first check out Mr. Pastor's analysis, where he's drawn a resistance line in the opposite area. He's drawn a resistance line that's well defined. 2,733, 27, 57. These are good points. The support area he's drawn is around 25.66, 25.82. Support and resistance are both at $20. Now, let's play this and see what's happened. This candle has come up green. In his analysis, what does it say? It says that if the 4-hour candle turns red, if it prints a red candle that engulfs the previous one, this will cause 27.33, 27.33, 27.57, 27.33, 27.57. Support is around 25.66, 25.82. Let's see. This candle is green. Analysis says if the 4-hour candle turns red and engulfs the previous one, it may drop and we'll look for lower lows. This hasn't happened yet, so we're deciding. It's uncertain and risky near a local peak. Price is at that level. And let's play this to see what happened. This candle has come up green. In the analysis written here, what does it say? It says that if the 4-hour candle turns red, if it prints a red candle that engulfs the previous one, this will likely lead to a drop and we'll be looking for lower lows. This hasn't happened yet, so we're still in a decision-making phase. It's really uncertain right now, and trading here is very risky because we're also approaching a local peak. So, there's a local peak right here, and the price is exactly at that level. Since it's Sunday, we're entering a new week. There's a high probability that it will drop lower, and we're looking for lower lows. This hasn't happened yet, so we're still in a decision-making phase, which means it's not very certain. Trading here is very risky, because we're also approaching a local peak. So, there's a local peak right here, and the price is exactly at that level. Since it's Sunday, we're entering a new week. It's already 1:20 in the morning. Not much news until the market opens, then we'll see gold's movement. Now, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's 4-hour analysis is strong. There's a long-term channel from my last video, a solid Fibonacci candle confirms interaction with the middle trend line. First target, middle trend line. Second, local low. Third, main channel's low interaction. He thinks it won't break $100,000. If it hits $100,000, more sellers will enter, so he suggests shorting. His targets, $92,300, $82,800, $82,500. He's marked zones for these targets. And the three-pointer hit the bottom of the main channel. He says that it won't break 100,000. This guy thinks that if it reaches 100,000, he won't break any more of the other cells. He says, take a short with these targets. Let him tell me his targets. The one-pointer says, no, 2, 3. A bunch of no, 2, 3. 2, 8, 2, 8. 2, 9, 2. Yes, the three-pointer is also 8. 2, 5. Yes, 8, 2, 5. This speech has also taken a target area for 1, 2, and 3. And I'm at your service. He left his trades and came back and said that the Gisco Capital Management also told him to write it down and said that if you want to be rich like me, trade it down. I think that's what he meant. When he said that the Gisco Capital Management should write it down, he's right. Listen to him. The support level is set at 96,500, and the support area is at 93,300. The three take profit levels. You can expect our 828,800 and 825. If it goes above 100, we had a few targets, 107. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. 130, 115, 107. Why is my memory like this? I think it's 114, or 115. 7, 15, 24, 37, 15, 24, 30, 107. 115, 124, 130. These are the numbers we've seen a lot in the analyses. You can also check out the previous YouTube video where I mentioned them. Thanks. I appreciate it.